How's it going, people? Simon Slapper here, and this is the nice little RSMax video, same as usual on the Monday. So yeah, the RuneScape lore, apparently you guys are liking that. That was the 5th episode just come up now, it was the 3rd age covering the God Wars. If you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and check it out, it is pretty cool, gotta be said. But anyway, what the hell have I been up to? So last week, I can't even remember what I was actually on, I don't even know what I did. So yeah, stuff happened before. I did say I'd be going for 90 Hunter, and funnily enough, I actually do have 90 Hunter now, which means I am now currently left with 97 Slayer, 96 Summoning, and 90 Hunter. Well, there's a couple of ways to do it, I'm not really sure which one I'm going to do. I'm kind of tempted just to completely knock out Slayer and Summoning together at the same time kind of thing. But that would leave me with 9 entire levels to get on Hunter with like nothing to do in between. So yeah, I might get maybe Slayer first, and then get 95 Hunter, and then get 99 Summoning, and 99 Hunter. I don't know, I actually don't know, one of those is going to happen, something will happen, so yeah, I guess you'll figure that out by the end of next week. But yeah, that is the plan anywho. One of those is going to be done, it'll either be 5 more levels on Hunter, or I'll get Slayer and Summoning done or something like that. But yeah, as you can see in the background, me bossing. Yeah, I don't know how this happened. I mean, I am a complete and utter noob boss. I mean, literally, the amount of times I've gone up to the God Wars dungeon to kill bosses, I can count with my hands and my fingers. I really just don't boss, ever. Never really have, never really bothered. The only boss I have bothered with was QBD, as you all know, because I used that for the RSMax to try and earn some money and get myself farming and stuff. But yeah, I really don't boss. The bosser was Pigeon Puncher, and, well, we kind of decided, let's go Nex, for no reason whatsoever, just out of the blue. I was hunting, I just had enough hunting, pretty much, so yeah. It's like, do you fancy Nexing? So why not? I'll give it a go. So yeah, I'm Nexing with Athcatlia and Pigeon, and this is the very first time we've ever gone up to Nex. None of us have done it before, and yeah, we decided straight up just try it as a trio to start off with. No information beforehand other than it's got different phases, and melee's probably a good idea. that was our game plan, pretty much. So yeah, we went up there and we went ahead and killed Nex. Me being a mage, thought fuck it, I'll take mage. So yeah, robbed bits and pieces, and I was tanking with mage. And then Athcatlia and Pigeon taken out with melee, pretty much. So kind of random. This is something like 2nd kill or 3rd kill, I think you're watching now. Maybe. Actually, no, could actually be the 1st, which is kind of terrible. The first one was absolutely horrendous. But yeah, there we go. That's what you get when you don't actually bother to look for any information whatsoever on the boss you're going to kill. But yeah, we do actually succeed in killing Nex. We've done it a couple of times now. It is actually really fun to do. Probably won't be taking massive groups up, just because small groups are kind of nice. Nice split in cash-wise. But yeah, we may actually do a big massive event. Event could be nice. I mean, it did just get 2,000 subscribers, so could have a next event. Although on the other hand, I was also thinking maybe an entire week of RuneScape lore, because people seem to be liking the RuneScape lore. You'll have to leave it a comment and let me know what you fancy, because I do fancy doing a little bit of an event. I haven't done one in ages. I think the last one was Corporal Beast. Yeah, that was a good laugh, so yeah. Be nice to see, and I've had it again. So maybe a bit of Nex, maybe just the RuneScape lore videos, I don't know. Guess we'll find out. Other news though, yeah, kinda didn't do a quest guide last week, and I was late on the RuneScape lore as well. Although originally that RuneScape lore video, I did record the entire thing, it was well over an hour long originally, but that was a lot of other random bits of information. I wasn't happy with it, because it just kinda dragged on for no reason. So I took out a lot of it, and I'll split them up into the other videos, which may come in one entire week. It was like a Grand Slam celebration, I guess, for 2k subs. Thanks guys, by the way, fucking 2k subs, shocking, don't believe it. But yeah, may happen. So the next RuneScape lore videos, for those of you curious, sticking with the 3rd age, I think. You've got the massive conflicts like the Dorgeshan Civil War and the Fall of Sentist and the building of Saranthium, the attack on Halovale, the Mauritania campaigns, things like that. So I might cover all of that. On top of that, Draken does play a fairly massive role during the Third Age, and he does have quite a good story. So I might just do like a RuneScape little showcase on Draken, because not many people really know much about Draken other than he's one of the vampires and he's somehow involved in like the branches of Darkmire. And that's pretty much all people know about him. So yeah, it should be pretty interesting. Should give you quite a lot of information you don't know or haven't heard before, hopefully. That's what I'm thinking. Should be a laugh. But yeah, RuneScape Max wise, I'm thinking 9500, although don't quote me on that. I will probably bore myself to tears and do something else, because that's pretty much what I did this entire week. I procrastinated like a motherfucker. I can tell you that for nothing. So yeah, Hunter is my Achilles heel. It is an absolute bitch. And on that note, I now actually have a deadline for my Maxscape, unfortunately. When I say unfortunately, there's good news and bad news. So, sometime this week, could be today, could be tomorrow, there's the new quest bringing home the bacon. I'm going to assume it's going to be a low-level quest, simply for the fact that it's kind of like a humour quest rather than anything else. Although, technically, there could be some high-level rewards, because you do get bacon as a new food source. There's a bunch of other stuff you can do with it, so yeah. Most likely low-level, though, or at least low-level entry-wise, and to get all the rewards you need high cooking. Either way, that is most likely coming today or tomorrow, so I'll have to be making a guide on that on release. Other news, RuneScape 3 has been announced on the release date. It's going to be the 22nd of this month, so not very far away then. That's going to be 2 weeks' time from now. So 2 weeks Monday, you'll have RuneScape 3. It'll be official. So what does RuneScape 3 actually entail? Because I'm sure people are curious of what it actually means when they say RuneScape 3 is here. Well, in a nutshell, RuneScape 3 consists of the HTML5 game client. That's the next-gen browser tech they're going on about. Basically using HTML5 through Chrome, and apparently Firefox eventually, if Firefox ever get around to it, or Mozilla I should say. Basically it consists of better lighting, draw distance is massive, colours are better, or more expansive I should say, and it should load relatively quickly into your browser without the need for any plugins or Java. So that's the idea behind it. It's kind of like a download client, yet not, because it's all on your browser for you, so you don't actually have to download anything whatsoever. And it comes with preloaded shaders, so it kind of loads everything up before that happens, I guess, is the easiest way to put it. On top of that, what else does it bring? The new audio engine, high fidelity audio and music, featuring full orchestral pieces, written by blah blah blah. Basically, you're going to have actual proper music now instead of MIDI files and, yeah, 8-bit music kind of thing. So they're actually bringing some decent music in. For those of you who've been watching the RuneScape lore, the music you're hearing in the background is music from RuneScape. Most of it is from some of the new latest quests, which is consistent of this kind of music system. Basically, Jagex are going to have an entirely separate server just for audio. So that way you'll be getting all your game information from one set of servers and all your audio information from another set of servers, which technically should make things load a little bit quicker, albeit not very much. But it also allows for high quality audio, which means you can have more voice actors and things like that, and you can also have better environmental sounds and things like that. All in all, new audio is good, because I haven't had the music on playing RuneScape for years. So it would be nice to actually have something new to listen to while doing it. Additionally, they'll also be bringing out the seasonal high scores, which basically allows you to compete against your friends and the rest of our RS community to rank on weekly and monthly leaderboards. Now, whether these weekly and monthly things are individual for each skill, I don't know. They did say they'd go into specifics, not just the basic high scores like we got now, such as total level and XP in each individual skill. They'll do some other random stuff along with it apparently, such as mini games and things like that. So that should be pretty interesting. If I remember rightly, they did mention like the top player for that week, for example, would get like a small reward of some kind. So if you're interested in that, that could be quite nice to do, and you can always see who's best out of you and your mates and make a little bit of a game out of it, have a bit of a challenge on the go. Additionally, with RuneScape 3, you got Story, which is the dawn of the 6th age. RuneScape 3 introduces the 6th age, and basically the gods are now going to be returning to RuneScape. And seeming as we was entrusted as apparently the World Guardians since the World Wakes quest, it'll be up to us to decide which gods will win and lose in their struggles for supremacy. I haven't got any specific information on this other than bits and pieces they had in BTSs and on the forums and things like that. But from what I can remember, something along the lines of kind of like the God MSUs we have at the moment, but a bit more expansive. I mean, you'd be given a task or something, and randomly while you're doing stuff in that area, you may come across a special item. Think of it like a Triskelion key or a clue or something like that. A random item you'll come across, and as soon as you get one, you can send it off to your individual god, whichever god you choose to send it to, or you could keep it for yourself. And basically what this will mean is it'll add power to the god you send it to, or to yourself if you decide on keeping it. Now I'm assuming this is going to work throughout the entirety of this 6th age period, that it'll tally every single player in RuneScape. So every single player, every single choice they do to send these items to whichever individual god will determine which gods end up gaining more power and basically taking over the world, I guess would be the easiest way to put it. So yeah, it is now quite literally in our hands. So, for example, as soon as RuneScape 3 is launched, it's also going to be coming with the Battle of Lumbridge. Now, the Battle of Lumbridge is an epic scale world event, which apparently will shake the foundations of Gielinor, and one which is going to be driven by our actions. This is going to be the first of the complete world events in RuneScape. It's going to be around for a few weeks, and basically our choices on where we want to send these special items to the gods or keep them ourselves will decide the fate of characters, locations in the game, and stories such as quests and things like that. Basically, the ultimate outcome of which boss will reign supreme and what happens to each individual area will entirely rest on us. So it could be pretty interesting. I mean, at the moment, from the Walgazek Sleeps, I think? No, Ritual Marjarad, the dragon can come along and burn down Edgeville. So, if you can do that from a quest back then, with this Battle of Lumbridge, let's say everyone votes for Zamorak, and let's say Zamorak turns Lumbridge into the equivalent of Wilderness. So Lumbridge is now just a burnt wreck of a place with a few random NPCs spotted here and there. So yeah, it's that kind of thing. It's kind of interesting. I kind of want to see it, because it does sound pretty funky. But yeah, other than that, gameplay wise, RuneScape 3 will also be bringing along the brand new interface system. If you haven't tried it out yet, it is open to everybody, free players and members. It's on the front page for RuneScape. Go ahead and give that a gander, because it is pretty interesting. And it's nice to get used to it before it's released, unless you want the shock of when RuneScape 3 is officially released up to you. Either way, the new interface system is a depth of customization. It lets you quickly change RuneScape's UI according to how you like to play or what you're doing at that given time. So, for example, you could set up where all your windows appear and what windows do appear and don't appear, and you can have it set up so when you're skilling, the only things that appear are a bunch of chat windows. So you could have an individual chat window for public, clan, friends lists, private chat. You can have them plastered about the screen wherever you want. And you could have your skill bar and just your inventory showing, for example. You don't need the minimap there, you can take it out. Simple as that. Don't need the bars and stuff to see all of your inventory and junk? No problem. Just throw it away somewhere. That is the idea behind it. It is pretty funky. On top of that, you can change and customize where the game screen is. Kind of weird how to explain this, but basically you can have everything you see on screen at the moment, take away the minimap, the inventory HUD, the menu HUD, and where the chat is, so all you've got is an entire game screen with no HUD whatsoever, and then just outside it, imagine you could place them just outside of the screen itself, so the game screen has zero clutter on it, but just outside it is all the information you need. So your inventory, your skill tab, your attack tab, your equipment tab, inventory, minimap, all your chat windows, etc, etc. So yeah, If you haven't tried it out, I do recommend giving it a go. It is pretty cool, plus you can see what you can actually do with it, and see what suits you best. It is pretty funky, so yeah, quite looking forward to that one. On top of that, because of the new interface system, you can also add a lot more keybinds. So at the moment you can have like F1 is imagery, F3 is prayer, for example, etc, etc. You can change them to whatever you want. There's a few other ones you can change as well. It is really useful, because I personally don't particularly like where the keybinds are. I never really have, so being able to change it makes me very happy. Good times. So, what else comes with RuneScape 3? Well, they've upgraded the camera, they've overhauled and updated it. A new in-game camera gives you the freedom to view Gillinor like never before. When you play the interface, the camera systems in there is slightly different. If you roll your mouse wheel, for example, it'll zoom in or out on your character. Kind of like the zoom areas are also different, which is kind of cool. It's weird to get used to, but at the same time, if you go on to the HTML5 beta, the camera on that system is different again. So which one of these they're specifically talking about, I don't know, or if it's a combination of the two is a different matter again. So yeah, it is pretty interesting. I want to see that, because the camera angle is kind of weird in the HTML5 beta, so hopefully they've changed it, or at least allowed people to change it. Yeah, I'll make reserved judgment on that after RuneScape 3 comes out. Apparently they're bringing out a brand new community website as well. Customize your community experience to your specifications with the new and easy to navigate website focused on your needs. I have no idea why they're changing the website, to be totally honest, because when you're playing the game, all you see is the game. You don't really have the RuneScape website open unless you're on forums, I guess. So yeah, I'm not sure, whatever. But here's the big one. With RuneScape 3, Divination will also be released. So Divination is the brand new skill. For those of you who can actually remember it, it's likely to be the new gathering skill, and it's said to be arriving a few weeks after the launch. Now this ties into my RuneScape Max, because technically, with the amount of time I've got left before like the end of this month, I could actually get Max. The problem is, Hunter is a real bitch. Whether or not I can do it and actually pump out Hunters is a completely different matter. So, on top of that, because if I get my Max Cape and then Divination comes out, I'll lose the Max Cape almost instantly. So I'll get it for like a brief second and then just say goodbye to it. Yeah, I'm not particularly looking forward to that, so I might just chill out pretty much and go up to Next and mess about for a bit. And slow down on the maxing, because all I've got left is Hunter, Slayer and Summoning. So I might get a couple more levels on Hunter, just so when I get around to it, I can bash him out straight away, no problem. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Other news though, you've also got the patch notes for the 3rd of July, that was last week. Kind of forgot to cover these entirely, but here we go. Graphical updates or mini patch notes, which you weren't necessarily told about. Only one magic carpet will now appear when using the quick travel option in the desert. The carpet ride to South Polnovich via the monkey colony no longer travels through a cactus. Players pushing through the barrier in the Smoke and Kill Slayer dungeon now use a nicer transition animation. Several types of food and potions now use up-to-date animations and sound effects. The mage's divided skirt will now change colours in the character creation screen. The flowers on the Fireman Skill Cape emote no longer clip through the player's face. Really? The player character now holds the ornate bowl correctly during within the Tears of Guthix minigame. During what? That makes no sense. Yeah, anyway, basically bowl looks nice in Tears of Guthix. Quest challenges and achievement wise, the combat requirement information for the Elder Kiln no longer states that they're level 300 creatures. The combat requirements for the Sir Amikvar's subquest in Recipe for oh my god! Stambo! Recipe for Disaster now display correctly. The quest version of Salarin the Twisted is now weak against fire spells. The tattered scroll from the Shiloh Village quest has been made easier to read. Added a missing space in the requirement section of the Ritual of the Majorar quest journal. And players no longer receive the Wine Stall challenge without a thieving level of 22. Skills and minigame wise, the Dominion Tower match information for the Toxcat Dill now states the correct weakness. The Pest Queen's death animation in DT no longer shows a combat level of 599. Oh, miscellaneous wise, there's a few of these. The Ring of Wealth now only glows when a rare item is dropped. The magic damage cap has been raised from magic level 80 to 90. Area of effect magic spells now deal the correct damage when dual wielding. Players can now use a dragon keepsake key with two-handed crossbows, pickaxes, javelins, throwing darts, axes and knives, and also chin chompers. The quick teleport option has been added to the clan camp portal to quickly enter your own clan citadel. Players will now be prompted for their bank pin before trying to leave the clan. The null targeting bug previously encountered when pressing F1 has now been fixed. The Amulet of Zealots, the overpowered amulet that was completely and utterly broken, has finally been fixed. It now only boosts one stat boost in prayers, such as stated in the Dungeoneering reward interface. So no more 10% bonus from Turmoil. Boo-hoo. Level 198 monsters now give the expected amount of combat XP. The prison door atop the Grand Tree now opens correctly. Corrected a grammatical error on the tooltip in the equipment interface. Mercenary gloves can now be added to a dragon keepsake box. The Dungeoneering rewards interface no longer requires players to have 30 attack before purchasing a law or nature staff. Javelins are no longer marked as members only in the ranged skill advanced guide. Town criers no longer refer to the non-existent advisor system. The enchanted lion now has a check teleport option which states where the teleport location is set to. Viewing the requirements for trimmed completionist cape with a normal comp cape in your keepsake will no longer display the requirements twice. The chat box message regarding implants spawning via the tree-shaking scrimshaw has been fixed. Players can now use boosts to their smithing stat in the Artisan's Workshop. That is all of the patch notes. Yeah, there's quite a few, gotta be said. So yeah, they fixed a bunch of basic bugs and the brokenness of the Amulet of Zealots. So yeah, can't really complain with fixing things. It's nice to see they're actually fixing things. Still gotta catch up on a few, but yeah, at least they're trying. Gotta give them that. Round of applause, people, round of applause. Yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. So max wise, still got plenty to do. I did get 90 Hunter, yay! Took absolutely ages. I swear to God, if anyone else has Hunter left and they're going for max, I'm sorry. That's all I gotta say. I'm just sorry. Hunter. Oh, Hunter. Yeah, RuneScape 3, July 22nd, good times. RuneScape Lore, or Nex, or Core, or Godwall's Dungeon, or something. Celebration of 2,000 subs. Ideas? Anybody? Or some RS Lore all week? Sound good? Everyone happy with that? Leave us a comment, let me know. If you found this video useful and you enjoyed it, give it a like. Other than that, I will catch you all later. Hope you have a good one. It is absolutely boiling. I'm gonna go sunbathe and drink beer. Catch you later. Have a good one.